Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. It is Saturday. It is definitely springtime. A little chilly outside here today and cloudy. Looks like we're going to get some weather, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But it's springtime. We hit, what did we hit, about 75 a couple of days ago, and then we're back down to the 40s here. Little roller coaster that is Michigan springtime. So hopefully wherever you are enjoying yourself, and you will get out and enjoy yourself today. Lots of stuff going on in the mid-Michigan area. Check that out. I know one of the biggies is the Freeland Walleye Festival, just a little bit south of here. It's always a big deal. Yeah, they got a lot of garage sales. I'm not going to venture that away yet, but maybe later today, this afternoon, we'll hit some food trucks or something down there just to check it out and say that we did. But yeah, it's going to be a cool weekend here at the store, and I hope that includes some spinning vinyl on your part. Let us go right ahead, though, and say some hellos this morning, as we usually like to do. Let's see who we have got out there checking us out. Jennifer saying good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here as well. Betty from Toledo. I was say Toledo. It's chilly down there. Fred on the west side saying good morning, as well as Chuck saying good morning to you, sir. Mike, good morning. Package on the way to you. I think I talked to you the other day on that. David saying hello from Pennsylvania. Very cool to have you here. Thank you. Pat saying have a great day to all of his record peeps. And Ryan checking in with a hearty hey, and back to you, sir. All right, lots of stuff going on this morning. It seems like it, but not really. We're kind of in that post-record store day lull happening right now, and heading into, well, the first major holiday coming up is Memorial Day, a little ways away. But there is a lot of stuff going on vinyl-wise. We'll try to cover some of that, and we'll cover some more of that in the new release show coming up later today, and in our podcast, you guys talking about records that we do each week with Steve Carlson. We'll check that out. But I want to start off with just a quick reminder that we announced this last week, that our Saturday hours are changing. And yeah, it is we'll call it a permanent change, at least for the summer now, going back down a couple of hours on Saturday. So today we'll be closing, and this is our new hours on Saturday, until I say otherwise, but we'll be closing at 4 o'clock today. So just a reminder to those of you who are out and about and may not have gotten the word that we're closing down early now on Saturdays. So we'll be open here coming up in about 10 minutes or so, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturday. So make sure you mark that on your calendar. Other quick news, I want to get this out there. I know that when Record Store Day happens, there's a lot of folks that we have limited quantities of things. That's just the way the Record Store Day works. And I say, if you missed out on something and you're looking for it, contact us and let us know. We'll do our best to get a hold of extra copies of these if they become available, if they shake some loose, or I don't know if these are represses or not, but we do have one. I know a lot of folks were looking for this, and we did get a very limited supply, and I have had some folks asking. And this is the 7-inch RSD single from Charlie XCX along with Billie Eilish. And we have more of these coming. They did promise us around Record Store Day that, I don't know if it was some sort of a snafu with the pressing or how that worked, but they said that the actual Record Store Day release of these were going to be somewhat limited and rationed, but they promised that there would be more on the way after. So I don't know. Maybe these are a repress. They're not really saying. All I know is that it's the same layout as the other one. It's the same thing. But we are now getting more of these Charlie XCX with Billie Eilish that folks were really looking for. I have got, believe it or not, I've got 8 of these things coming. So if this is one of the ones that you were looking for and you wanted to get in on it, let me know. I can actually hold and reserve these this time. Unlike Record Store Day proper, we'll hold these if you want one. Just contact me and we'll toss your name on one. But these will be here sometime next week. Probably Wednesday, but I would say Thursday, just to be safe with the way our shipping has been working. So if you, that's one, I've got one other one in here. It's a cool one, but we've only got one more copy of that. And as far as the other Record Store Day stuff goes, we're dwindling on it. I've got maybe about 15 pieces left. Just stop by and check it out. But we do have some cool stuff left. But this one, yeah, the Charlie XCX is forthcoming next week. So if that's on your list, that was on your list, maybe you want another one. Who knows? But we'll have some of these suckers coming in next week. So make sure you check in on that with us as well. Other news on the 7-inch 45 front, the cleaning of the back room and under the tables continues here now that I've got a little bit of more free time. So as such, there are now two big boxes of 45, 7 inches set out on our free table. I don't know. I'm going to guess there's probably maybe 100 or so in each box. The catch is you got to take the whole box or both boxes. I don't care. You can take them out of here. But 2 boxes of 7-inch singles. It's a wide range of stuff. It's not the best condition. There's no sleeves on them, but they may make good jukebox fodder if you've got one of those. It may make some cool decorations if you're looking for some craft. Whatever the case, there is some cool playable stuff in there. So make sure you stop by. But those are there for the taking. First come, first serve. You just got to take the whole box to kind of get them out of my hair. Don't worry, I will put more out as we get a little closer to that. So make sure you check that out. Okay, I think that covers all the news that we, excuse me. It is also allergy season, by the way. Haven't been too bad the past few years, but it's kicking in a little bit for me this year. So I'm a little gravelly from time to time. Okay, onward to the releases from yesterday. We are out of the Samantha Fish, a brand new release called Paper Doll. I've got more of those coming next week. There was an autographed insert with those. Those are long gone. In fact, they kind of limited the number that they were planning to send me. And I just had enough of those for pre-orders. And then our other regular copies also went out the door. So we'll get some more. It's great guitar blues, new stuff. It's kind of a throwback to her older style with an older producer, but I think as well on that. I'd have to check. But great blues from Samantha Fish, Paper Doll. Check that out online. But I will have more copies of that showing up next week. Oddly enough, I still have one copy of this new one from the Ghost. This has actually been more of a big deal than I would have thought coming in to this release date. There was some stores, especially some in the area also, that did kind of a midnight release on this yesterday. Well, heading into midnight Friday. And this is kind of a big deal. I checked. They're pretty much on back order. I don't know as if we're going to get any more of these soon, but this is it. This is the one. I've got one of these left in the store after the rush of yesterday, so make sure you swing by and pick that up if you want that copy. Oh, by the way, this is called Skeleta. Brand new stuff. This one is the indie store exclusive on that magenta purple-ish vinyl, so make sure you snag that. Other new stuff, new album from Billy Idol, Dream Into It. This is all brand new stuff from him. Looks like 9 tracks on here. There is a cut. I didn't realize this. I'll have to listen for this one. There's a cut on here called Wild Side featuring Joan Jett. So we'll see if Billy Idol still has this limited edition purple vinyl. One copy of that left on the shelf. I think I can get more of those. All right. you know you couldn't avoid this one. Yep, here it is. It is the reissue, the 60th anniversary reissue of Herb Alpert's Whipped Cream and Other Delights. The iconic cover you know and love. Now, this is not just a 60th anniversary reissue. This is a picture disc. I have not opened one of these up, but we've seen some pictures of it. It looks to be a green vinyl picture disc with that iconic image on the disc itself. So I've got one of these in stock. I think there's plenty more of these to go around, but this has been bolstered up, I guess, by I think there was a network news story with Herb Alpert. They're talking to him. He's still kicking it out at 90 plus years, just talking about his career and this iconic album. But yeah, 60 years on this. Everyone should have a copy of this in their collection. I think I still have a couple of vintage copies because of the interest turned up by the news story. I've actually had folks coming in, so I'm down. Normally, there's plenty of copies of these to roll around, but I think I've got 2 vintage copies left to go and one of this picture disc reissue left to go on the shelf if you really, really need or want that whipped cream in your life. Other reissues from yesterday released, Train and their self-titled Train, the debut album. This is on vinyl for the very first time. I guess I didn't realize that, but that would have that would have made sense. This was a late 90s release, the CD era, so it would not have, may not, but would not have been pressed on vinyl. Meet Virginia, the big single on that. I've got one copy of The Train left on the shelf as we speak. Now, the Record Store Day one I had mentioned, we got one more copy. This was still, they had some stock left. I picked this up so I could listen to my copy in the store, but it's Harvey Mandel, the guitarist, originally born in Michigan, by the way, but legendary guitarist from Canned Heat. This is one of his solo albums, and mostly instrumental, but there's some just really kind of trippy. It's blues, but it's a little funk on there too as well. But this is The Snake from Record Store Day on one pressing on, what are they calling this? Translucent turquoise vinyl. So that one is on the shelf, and just the one copy, but I got that to play. Now, other stuff, if you pay attention to Steve Carlson's channel, our good buddy Steve, who we do the podcast with, he mentioned he got his copy of Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes Live at the Greek. This is the big box set that was released the day before Record Store Day. It is a 6 LP box set with the complete legendary LA Greek Theater shows with Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes recorded. Oh, heck, when was that recorded? Back, well, when the Black Crowes were all together. 16 ever before. So pretty phenomenal box set. If you get a chance, look for Steve's channel. He talks about this. It's a good one, according to Steve. I've not opened one up, but we've got one of these on the shelf. Good to go. Okay, other restocks of note. We had some folks in over Record Store Day. We were out of the Weezer album, the blue one, so I got another one in store. This is the ghostly blue and clear vinyl version. The Smashing Pumpkins, we got some more restocks of Siamese Dream. I think I'm out of Gish, but I did get another one of the Smashing Pumpkins greatest hits. Very cool sounding stuff from those guys. Let's see here. This is one of those tribute albums. This is a Dark Side of the Moon tribute. I've got a copy of this. This one's on glow in the dark vinyl, though. This is the entirety of the album Dark Side of the Moon, but done by the likes of, let's see, Malcolm McDowell with the voice on there, Speak to Me. Adrian Belew is on here. Jeff Skunk Baxter, Alan White, Billy Sherwood is on here. Let's see, Rick Wakeman, Steve Howe, Billy Sherwood again, Tommy Shaw, Edgar Winter is Bill Bruford, the whole entirety of Yes in bits and pieces, I guess, as well. So lots of folks are on here paying tribute. Robbie Krieger as well to Dark Side of the Moon. I can attest, that's a cool album. Not quite Dark Side of the Moon, but it is. And let's see, one of the other ones, this proved popular. I got a couple more of these. This is an unofficial. This is Tool and the Stranglehold album, the Kalamazoo broadcast. This is from a performance in Kalamazoo, Michigan. But yeah, it is an unofficial double LP. It's got a lot of their great stuff on here done live. 2 copies of that in and on the shelf. All right, so let's see if we can do a couple more quick checks of the YouTube chat and see what we got going on here. Dan. Okay, so it looks like our one copy of the Herb is gone. Dan, we'll get that for you as well. Good morning to you. Moon Invader saying good morning from Maine, way out in the east side, way east side. Thank you, Gerard, stopping in. Good to know. And Ryan can take, so the Harvey Mandel and the whipped cream and other delights are spoken for, folks. I guess that didn't last long. These videos do serve a purpose. Thank you guys very much. I'll hold on to those for you, and we'll get those out. So let's see. Whoop, one last one checking in. Steve, hello from South. Are you south side of Midland? South Bay City? No, the South proper. Okay. Daytona, Florida. There we go. That's what I figured. Hi, Steve. Thank you for being here, and thanks for checking us out from the Sunshine State. All right, folks, I think that will just about do it for our live update. Please, if you get a chance, make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. I've got the new release show coming up today. There's a couple of biggies that are not coming. Well, there's one big one next week. There's a Pink Floyd Pompeii coming up next week. I'm going to talk about that on the upcoming release show. But also, we've got an announcement from Alice Cooper about a big reunion type album, and I'll give you the details on that one. Yes, a new Alice Cooper album, and not just Alice Cooper the individual, but Alice Cooper the entity. Think about that. We'll explain that. I'll mention that on the upcoming release show a little bit later on this afternoon. And then, as always, make sure you check out our podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records, every Sunday evening that goes up with our good friend Steve Carlson, where we talk about records for an hour. This week, we're going to kind of take a bit further. Last week, we talked about cover variants. Now we're going to talk about cover artwork and delve into some of our favorites from throughout the years. We'll cover that on the next episode of Two Guys. So make sure you're subscribe, share, comment, do all the stuff that YouTube likes you to do. And we're going to get going with our day. Stop by and see us here at the Wasteland, just north of downtown Midland when you're out and about. Going to be here today from now until 4 p.m., our new hours on Saturday. And then tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. So make sure you're stopping by and checking us out with that one. All right, folks, you have a great week, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland. Thanks again for being here.